what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy.
We do have some news. Taylor, you threw me this one. It just came across the wire. We were talking about, why the clouds are blue, but it came 9 minutes ago. LSU is finalizing a 3-year extension to retain offensive coordinator Mike Denbrock, and that is according to our guy Ross Dellinger. Denbrock, a Broyles Award finalist, led the top-ranked offense in the country this season and helped develop Jaden Daniels into a Heisman finalist, and I'm adding this is not Ross, into probably a Heisman Trophy winner. That's great. Great news. Mike Denbrock did great things this year. I think the tandem of Mike Denbrock and Joe Sloan is one that I would like to see in Baton Rouge for a very long time. They did things this year that we never, let's be honest with ourselves, we never thought we'd see offensive football match 2019. But that's what they did. Now, the totality of the team did not match that, but offensively, number one offense in the country, 6,573 yards. 8.53 yards per play. I just got chills. Truly, I just got chills when I said that number out loud because look at the other offenses. Okay, you're 8.53 yards per play, so damn near first down every time you snap the football. Oregon, who's number 2 offense in the country, only 7.7. Liberty, who's number 3 offense in the country, 7.2. North Carolina, who's number 4 in the country, 6.7. Oklahoma, who comes in at number 5, 6.53. So 7, 7, 6, 6. You have 8.53. That is not only the number one offense in the country, that's dominating everybody else. Touchdown scored, right? Oregon only had more than you at 76. They played an extra game. You were second in the country with 73 touchdowns scored. Yards per game, and this is where it really gets good for LSU. 547.8 yards per contest. Playing in the SEC, playing against a team like Florida State in the non-con, 547.8 yards. All right? Now, boys, Oregon is number 2 total offense in the country. LSU at 547. Would you like to take a guess at what Oregon was in total offense, yards per game?
What was LSU again?
547.
Oregon, 525.
I'm going to go 546.
526. So pretty close there. That's 21 yards better.
Yep.
And so if you're like 21 yards, that's not a lot. No, when you're talking about total offense, that's a ton as far as yards. Like if we went to total defense, like between 1 and 5, there wouldn't be a huge gap. It'd be like, 12 yards. We're talking 21 yards between the top and the number 2. It's as dominant as you possibly can be offensively. So, yeah, Mike Denbrock deserves to get an extension. Again, I don't know what the staff looks like, and certainly on the defensive side, and we got some sound from Brian Kelly maybe we can get to here in this segment or next about what that looks like. But you can't deny what they've been this year. And I think Joe Sloan and Mike Denbrock together, along with Brad Davis on the offensive line, and all the coaches. I mean, Frank Wilson, y'all know what we think about Frank Wilson. I mean, he's one of the GOATs when it comes to running back coaches. But that staff together, they deserve a lot of attaboys because they were good last year. It was a good offense. They were elite this year, and elite against elite competition. We're talking about a team that they finished, I believe, 5th in the country strength of schedule. If it wasn't 5th, it was right there around it.
Yeah, it was in the top 10.
I know it was firmly in the top 10. I think it was 5th. Maybe it was 7th. Regardless. Top 10, top 5 strength of schedule, and you put up 547.8 yards per game. I mean, that is remarkable. And Mike Denbrock was up for the top assistant coach in the country. He didn't win it. Iowa's defensive coordinator, Phil Parker, actually won the Broyles Award. And look, I'm okay with that. The defensive coordinator for Iowa and all the deficiencies that they had, and LSU had deficiencies, but Iowa maybe even more so with their offense and LSU's defense. So Phil Parker actually wins the award. I think they had the 5th defense in the country, but time of possession was crazy. Like, they were on the field, I think, more than, if I'm not mistaken, more than any defense in the Power 5 this year, and it might be of all 133 teams. I know for sure it's in the Power 5. And so Denbrock falls short of that, but he doesn't fall short of what they did this year. Again, top offense in the country, and so he gets rewarded for that. And so now we know, that obviously Denbrock's going to come back. Now, Joe Sloan's interesting because, I mean, he is a name that a lot of people, as far as like if he wants to make the next step, does he want to be a head coach? I mean, that's a name that I would pay attention to. I think he is somebody that would thrive in that situation. Selfishly, I want him here in Baton Rouge, but I would understand why anybody that's looking for an up-and-coming coach would move after Joe Sloan. But defensively is what we're talking about, right? We're talking about what kind of changes they're going to make that way. Can we get Kelly 6, Mario ready to go? And there's still going to be evaluations. Remember, you have a very kind of sensitive time right now as far as what you feel like you can do and what you want to do. And I say that because you right now are currently in a portal window that opened up 2 days ago. You're 14 days away, 2 weeks away from your first signing class. So it's a sensitive time in the fact that you want to probably finish out both of those things. Certainly finish out the high school signing day. Like the transfer portal, I believe, closes on January the 2nd, so you're not going to wait till then. But here is Brian Kelly talking about potential changes.
Last week was really about our players. This week we're really recruiting, and then we'll get to other evaluations within the staff. Once recruiting goes dead and our coaches' responsibilities have completed, they have responsibilities, and they have to finish off their responsibilities to LSU. Then we'll do evaluations of staff, and so that's another week away.
Again, we're not going to hear anything right now. I would be shocked if anything major happens before you have a high school signing period. Again, that's 2 weeks away because these coaches have built these relationships, right? Even if they're not going to be here, like it kind of is what it is. No matter what position you choose, whatever, DB, offensive line, receiver, like that coach at any place in the country, they're going to probably stay. Now, you have some that have already been told they're going to be let go, or some maybe that have gone to another job, but they're going to stay intact there until you get through that high school signing period. And then you could potentially see some changes. Now, on the defensive side of the football, I think we all think that's going to be a position coach situation. And I don't know that there's going to be changes. Like, I have not heard that information. I think there's going to be changes. I would assume there's going to be changes because, like, there's a standard of excellence at LSU on that side of the football, and that, that excellence was not met this year. So, like, that's something to pay attention to. But one thing that we know is Mike Denbrock did a hell of a job this year. Top offense in the country. The stats are incredible. The stats are elite. You're going to have the Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. You should have the Biletnikoff winning receiver. Now, look, the guy who's probably going to win the Biletnikoff, Marvin Harrison Jr., found his way to New York. That's even more shocking to me. Again, I feel like I have to have the disclaimer because I don't want this to sound like I'm throwing shade. Marvin Harrison Jr. is a better football player than I ever was, but he's not a Heisman Trophy finalist. He's not the Biletnikoff award winner for me. Like, that's Malik Neighbors. He's probably going to win the award, talking about Marvin Harrison Jr. It should be Malik Neighbors, right? So you have that. You have an offensive line that potentially, could win the Joe Moore Award. I'm not sure if that finalist list has come out yet, but I know that they were on it the last time that I saw a list. I mean, you have got a lot, like Logan Diggs before he got injured. Like, he was on a hell of a path to being somebody that was really, really special. So this offense deserves all the credit. This offense deserves their offensive coordinator getting a 3-year extension. This offense is probably, you hope so, as far as staff, going to stay intact because even going back to last year, there's things on that side of the football that they have done that have helped LSU win football games. So congrats to Mike Denbrock for getting rewarded for that season that he just had with a 3-year extension that, again, was from Ross Dellinger, our guy over at Yahoo Sports.
Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.